Hello everybody and welcome to TRS Live. I am Matt Trotson. Hey, happy 4th of July everybody. Hopefully you had a good and safe weekend and are enjoying this last day here before we got to get back to the grind of our work week. So make sure you're safe the rest of today and enjoy some of the awesome sales that we got coming at you on TRS Live. Here's the deal. Fixed TV subscribers, I tell you every single time I'm on here, Fixed TV subscribers, you have a $5 credit coming at you. So if this is one of the things you'd like to use it for, we'll tell you a little bit more about that here. So $5 credit as a Fixed TV subscriber, it's $5.99 to join. We get you an automatic $5 credit to the Real Shot website. And then you also refer a friend and you will receive a free month of viewing if they sign up. So basically for 99 cents, you could almost get a year's worth of Fixed TV. That's our video on demand platform. Great shows like The Guide to Life are on there, The Jake Jacobs Show, Head to Head Fishing, and a lot of other cool shows are coming at you on Fixed TV. So go ahead and check that out at fixedtv.com. So let's get right into it so we can get rolling here on TRS Live. I'm ready to save you a bunch of money. You see in front of me, I got Thermacell. If you're looking for it, we got it, and we have it in a couple of different applications here from the great Thermacell product. I personally love Thermacell. I really love it for early season whitetail deer hunting, just because there's a lot of scent-free options or earth scent options for it. But let me do this here. Let me tell you a little bit more about Thermacell before we get into more of what your savings are all about. So Thermacell, been in the business for over 20 years. Cool thing about it is they protected millions of people from bugs and mosquitoes and everything like that. So they really have put together a strong product. Zone protection stops mosquitoes up to 20 feet away. So typically with a lot of this product, it's about a 15-foot zone. Depending on which way the wind is blowing, this stuff is absolutely phenomenal. Eliminates the needs for sprays and lotions, that messy, stinky stuff. I tell you what, they have a application, don't get me wrong. Like if we're talking about the Benz products that we have talked about here on TRS Live, I love the Benz products for the ultimate protection. But if I need to be extremely scent free, the Thermacell product is the product for you. Plus it's extremely portable, some of the applications that we're going to be talking about. So I like the Thermacell for that. And the biggest thing about Thermacell is they allow you to enjoy your time outdoors. Now, so let's look at the huge array of Thermacell products. We got pretty much everything here for your different application out here. Let's start over here. This is the patio shield. So as you see on this side, this is the more decorative Thermacell. Now this is what's still gonna run off the butane cartridges and the pads. Now you're gonna get up to 12 hours of protection when you purchase one of these here. And so before we even get into that, let's talk about some of the discounts here. It's 15% off all these products while supplies last. And that's the deal, everybody. Here today, gone tomorrow mentality. So if you don't take advantage of that 15% off, they may not be available at that discounted price. So like the first thing we're talking about here from Thermacell is that patio shield. And now I'm gonna notice right away, we have a great array of wonderful colors to help you match your wife's decor. I mean, we have some of the great colors that you see in front of me. They look nice, they're inconspicuous, but they're still gonna give you that ultimate Thermacell protection. So we looked at that. Remember, these are all 15% off. Some of the prices range from $19.99 and right on up. But look at that, man, the videos look good. Look at the colors here. It's one of those great products that you're gonna be able to put out on the porch, put it out on the patio, enjoy that Thermacell protection, but not have that gaudy style look to it. I kind of like the tiki torch type look at times, but there's, for the evening type shift, but this stuff right here looks really nice. Plus, they'll make a great present too. I mean, you can match the outside decor of the house, you can match the paint, the trim, whatever it may be, and still get that great quality Thermacell protection. So what you get in here with this kit is you get your shield, your patio shield, and then you get 1 feel and 3 of the pouch or the pads. So the mats work like this. They're infused with that great Thermacell product. And then the butane heats that pad, and then it emits that repellent into the air, which gives you that 15 by 15 zone of protection. That's what you absolutely are looking for in the great Thermacell products that you see here in front of me. The nice thing about it is you can always buy those refill kits, which are also part of that 15% off deal, and continuously use this same product. There's no fuss, there's no muss, there's no messy, you know, lotions or sprays or anything you got to deal with. Plus, that scent-free portion of it too, so you can enjoy that time. You know, that's the thing with those tiki torches. Once in a while, when that wind switches and it blows that smell right back to you, you know, it's just, oof, that's some strong stuff if you have the ones that are help rid your property of mosquitoes. So the scent-free option in here, these are absolutely phenomenal. So this is a patio shield. I really like those for around the house. It's not as portable, the campsite, you know, but it's still one of those things that you take with you. But I'm not taking this to the deer stand with me. I'm not taking this to the ground blind with me. You absolutely could, really, in those situations if you wanted to. But that's where I'm going to move more into the different applications that Thermacell offers. So I got right in front of me here, we have some of my favorite kits. This is the original Thermacell. This is like the Gen 2 situation here. They kind of improved the looks of it a little bit, made it a little more user-friendly. But for those who are familiar with the Thermacell products, this is probably the one you recognized right here. It's an easy on-off switch, and that was one thing that they really improved on it. No more of click, 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 getting it to work. Usually with 1 or 2 punches of that button, that butane ignites. You can see that flame just by looking down in it. You see that flame kind of ignite, and then within a moment of time, you know that you're getting that great quality Thermacell protection that we like. So this is the original one. It's basically the same kind of thing we talked about with the patio shield. You get the emitter, or the whatever the heck you want to call it, the part that holds the butane, and then the mats, the mosquito resistant mats, and the same kind of deal. You get 3 of those, and you get 1 butane cartridge to go along with it, and that's going to give you right around that 4 hours of about 12 hours of protection. The mats give you about 4 hours, and the cool thing that they did with this is those mats start out like a bluish color, and by the end of it, when you know you're getting low on that great quality Thermacell, you know, protectant, they start to turn more of a white color. So that's when you know, slide the mat out. You probably might have still some butane left in there if you didn't burn it all up. Then slide another mat right in there and continue to get that added protection. And the butane is really easy too. You pop out the bottom portion, screw the next one in, right away you are good to go. Fire it back up and start getting protected from those nasty bugs and mosquitoes that are out there. Here's one that I highly recommend right here. This is the ultimate one for the hunter. It's the same great unit that you have right here, but it comes with that nice carrying case. That carrying case is going to hold an extra butane, cartridge, and it's also going to hold some of your mats or your scent-free products that are in it, and it's camouflage. Just be careful you don't drop it, because it is great looking camouflage. But this is the one for the hunter out there. This is the perfect one to take with you. You're gonna be able to put it on the backpack, put it on the belt loop, hang it from the stand, you know, with a little bit of modification to it. This is the one that you're gonna wanna have, because everything is at the ready right now. Instead of having to carry the pouches and the mats in the different area or the butane, I have it all right here in the handy carrying case that you see on this hunting pack right here. The other thing that I like to do when I am out hunting is Thermacell does have what I have right here. This is the earth scent option, so I kind of hold it right here so you can see that. These are the earth scent ones. So if you want to go ahead and get yourself a little more of that added protection against when the wind is blowing and you're whitetail hunting or hunting animals that have a good nose to them, that's where you may want that earth scent one. Otherwise, the standard refill packs are have no smell to them either. So, and then we kind of move over here, and this is a really cool one I saw here. It's in that mossy oak, that water camouflage. This is a really cool kit right here. And now this one has a clamp system with it that you're gonna get. Remember, everything's 15% off right now from Thermacell, basically until supplies last, or we decide to take that deal away. So this one here, it clips onto the back, and then it's got this nice vice grip style clamp right here that you can grip onto the onto the back of your boat or your canoe or something like that. Now you could also take that same system and modify it and put it on any of the other Thermacells, but it comes right here with it. This is a really, really nice system. Again, you get that 15-foot zone of protection from Thermacell. And remember, these base prices start at $19.99 and work their way on up. So you're gonna take 15% off that price on therealshot.com. And I'll save you one better here. It's THCMR. You see it on your screen as you're starting to research this Thermacell stuff. But boy, it's 4th of July. It's here right now. The mosquitoes are starting to get bad. The biting flies, the bugs, everything's starting to get bad. This is a time of year where you really want to up that game to go ahead and get some of this Thermacell stuff. So I'm going to look here and let's talk about some of our refill kits that we have. Most of the basic refill kits are a 12-hour kit. That means they're gonna come with 3 pads or 3 mats and then 1 fuel butane. Now, if you want the 60-hour protection, the big time protection, 15 of the mats and then 5 butane fuel cartridges. So that's gonna give you the 60 hours of protection. Now, there's a price difference there too. So the base price on the 12-hour kit is $8.99. Now that's not with your 15% off, and then the 60-hour kit, $24.99. Again, not with your 15% off, so make sure that you take advantage of that 50% off. Then they have the Max Life kits here for the patio shields. That's gonna give you up to 48 hours of protection. Now, one thing that you gotta remember with the Thermacell stuff is because it's emitting into the air, take consideration of the wind. So like when you're hunting and you get a strong breeze, you gotta pay attention to that. I always set mine on the upwind side if there is a very, very strong breeze, and that way it kind of blows across and it still gives me that protection that I want from Thermacell. So pay attention. In a hunting situation, you're paying attention to the wind anyways, but I always put it where I know the wind's gonna blow it. Now, if it's a night where there's not much wind blowing around, then you can kind of set it behind you, or if you have the handy carrying case with it, you can have that directly on you. But I like to set it above me if there's not a whole lot of wind, and then that way I'm kind of getting it up and around me and I'm getting that added protection that I want from Thermacell. So most of the kits are going to be a great starter kit. Most definitely at that 15% off, you're going to want to add a refill kit right away. Once you find out, if you are new to the Thermacell products, once you start using them, you're going to absolutely love them, and you're going to need to have some refill kits, because if you're like me, if you're trout fishing on the bank, or you're fishing, for bluegills, panfish, anything on the shoreline, or even out in a boat, once in a while out in a boat, that's why this nice kit right here exists. The bugs start swarming you out there in the middle. You're gonna notice these things work, and they're gonna help maintain you, and they're gonna keep you out on the water a lot longer, or around the campsite, or in the woods, or wherever you may be outside, on the patio having an adult beverage, because it is 4th of July. The Thermacell stuff, I can't say it enough. It is a high quality product, and right here at 15% off, you're gonna definitely want to add a couple of them to them. And this right here too, I can't stress, this makes a really good gift. I mean, it sounds like something simple, but there's often times when people come in here like, what can I get somebody that has everything? Well, they may have a Thermacell already. Like myself, I have 2 of them, because I know when I need my Thermacell, because I'm complacent sometimes, it may not be in that same spot. By having 2 of them, and then typically you have a bunch of the refill kits around, you can have a backup to your backup. So you can have one in the front yard, you can have one in the backyard, you can have the accessibility at 15% off to have more than one, and have that utilization of the great Thermacell stuff. So take advantage of that 15% off. You see all the information on your code. So go ahead and enter THCMR to therealshot.com into that search tab. You'll find these great Thermacell products. Take advantage of that 15% off. And again, I don't know how long these are going to be on sale for, so do not wait. Don't second guess it. Go ahead and do it. Take advantage of that awesome deal and get yourself some Thermacell, and get yourself more than one Thermacell. I mean, they look really, really nice. the color schemes, they work really well, and they're simple to use. You recharge you put the rechargeable butane in there, you're in the bottom, turn it on, flip it a switch, bing, bang, boom, and you get that protection that you want from Thermacell. So, coming up next here on TRS Live, we're gonna talk about some TRS custom painted, jointed, holy man, deep husky jerks. Look at these colors on your screen. These are TRS customs, so they are made, exclusively for the real shot. Some cool information that we're going to talk to you about that. So coming up right after these commercial breaks, we're talking about TRS custom jointed deep husky jerks. It's Matt Trotz here with The Guided Life. We just met up with one of the guys from the crew, and he's like, they're on a hot track, so it's 104 high and get on these back roads and scream. Every year that I've been a part of that and I go to that class, I always learn something. So these guys are gonna join me, and the reason I asked these two guys in here is because we got Travis, who does a lot of public land hunting, and then Judd and I are private land, owners and hunters for the most part as well. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. All right, so on the screen, you are looking at some of those fantastic TRS custom painted, jointed, deep husky jerks. Whoo! Say that 3 times fast. Look at this, look at this. Let's talk about prices now. Look at this one. Hey, Aaron, you ready for it? I'm gonna stamp this one the real deal, because this is an awesome, awesome deal right here. $10.99 normal retail price on some custom painted baits, which, here's the deal. Let's just get this in and out of the way right away. These are hand-painted custom lures. Not all are created equally. So if you get one with a slight blemish on it, that means the attention to detail was there, but that might be the one that triggers some of your bites. So these are the TRS custom painted deep husky jerks. So it's that great deep husky jerk that you absolutely love and that jointed, but we have named and painted these things up to look fantastic. So hand painted, we talked about that. They're a jointed body with an exaggerated tail kick. That means sometimes they like to add a little drama to the game and really exaggerate that tail kick. Look at that. They're suspending as well. Plus, I'm gonna pin the hooks here, see if we can get a rattle. Ooh, can you hear that rattle, rattle, bang, bang, boom? So these are some of these fine looking things. So let's talk about the price. First of all, $10.99 normal retail, but you're gonna get them right here for $6.97. Lots of premium hooks on here. The VMC hooks from this thing run straight and true at any speed, and they also have the ability to tune them if you would absolutely need to. But I'm going to take a moment here and I'm going to read off some of the colors that we're talking about right here at that $6.97 prices. So are you ready? Purple Lady, G-Force, Green Peacock, Lime Time, Mad Hatter, Pebble Beach, Crazy Cougar. Remember, we helped name these, so these are some awesome names. Flipped Flounder, Scaled Down, FTW, Omont. Now I know that one right there. That's the red style one. That's named after Justin Munt, who works here. That's a great one. Tennessee Chad, Classic Trout, Sour Applesauce, Bandit Bob, Burnt Skittles, Dalmatian, Tiger Finch, Blue Kiwi, Mr. Mango, Dark Cherry. Take a breath, I'm not done yet. Whew, there's still a lot of colors for $6.97, man. You can have a pleasure day going through all these. So then I think I left off at Dark Cherry, Scribbles, Camo Trout, Fake ID, King Cat with a K, remember that, that's a good one. Retirement, Chili Ring, Great Lakes Invasion, Walleye, Pink Taco, and Purple Sunset are all priced at $6.97. Again, we're talking about the old Husky Jerk. It's the deep with the jointed body. It's a TRS custom painted bait. And the thing about it is a lot of times the custom stuff never goes on sale because it takes so much time and energy to make these crazy colors that we just referred to. So by the time you get these the blanks painted and you get them all packaged and priced and everything like that, you know, it's like usually you never ever discount these, and we are discounting these right now because these are fantastic colors and you out there need to take advantage of that price. Normally $10.99, now on sale here at TRS Live for $6.97. It's TRS HJ is the code you need to enter on the screen. You see it right here. Enter that into the search tab on the Reel Shot, or go to that categories tab on the left hand side. Click that for TRS Live Shopping. See the calendar of events, and then you're gonna go through the list and you're gonna find these bad boys. But man, look at the color. Like, look at the attention to detail that they made in these things, and that's a hard job. I know a couple of people that have tried to get in that painting game, and you take a lot of pride by the time you're done with something like that. But then imagine trying to do hundreds, if not thousands, of the same thing to replicate that same awesome color pattern over and over and over again. There are a ton of hours that go into painting these phenomenal colors. Again, this is a real deal right here, and you need to take advantage of it. And I'm looking through here, and the attention to detail goes through and through. I mean, it is all over the place, and you get some fantastic look to it. So it swims like your classic Rapala, that wounded minnow look that everybody loves. It's got that wobble and that exaggerated tail action. I mean, that fish, they can't resist it. Plus, they're not going to be able to resist this fancy color schemes that we came up with here at the Reel Shot. And I mean, you can cast it, you can troll it. There's so many variations to this thing. It's going to get you down in those deeper parts where those big old fish are hanging out, whether it's a walleye or trolling it for pike, or heck, you even can throw this thing because it's a suspender for bass. This is an awesome looking bait, and there is a ton of them that are priced at $6.97. Again, if you got about 5 minutes, I'd love to tell you the colors of them. We're ready to go again. Here we go. Purple Lady, G-Force, Green Peacock. I'm betting you guess that G-Force is probably named after the Packers. Green Peacock, Lime Time, Mad Hatter, Pebble Beach, Crazy Cougar, Flipped Flounder, Scaled Down, FTW, Omont, Tennessee Chad, not Shad, Tennessee Chad. Then we got the Classic Trout, the Sour Applesauce, the Bandit Bob. I wonder what the story is behind the Bandit Bob. Some of these names are so clever. Burnt Skittles. Aaron, have you ever eaten a burnt Skittle? Maybe Aaron says. I never have. Like, they've gotten warm, like in my pocket, or I leave them in my car, but I don't consider that a burnt Skittle at all. Dalmatian, we've got, you burnt one with a laser? Jeez. Tiger Finch, That's a whole nother story. How do you even burn a Skittle with a laser, dude? He says I can't talk about it on the live air. So Blue Kiwi, Mr. Mango, Dark Cherry, Scribbles, Camo Trout, Fake ID. That's another one of those colors. The names, it's like some of this stuff I just don't understand it. King Cat with a K, Retirement, Chili Ring, Great Lakes Invasion, Walleye, and Pink Taco, and Purple Sunset are the colors we're talking about here. Holy smokes. And we'll read it again. It's TRS Custom. It's the painted, jointed, deep Husky jerks. These things are Lake Erie walleye killers. They love them over there. Now it doesn't end. You could use these for salmon, trout. I mean, because it's that suspending deep Husky jerk that you know and love from Apollo. Like this, the fish species that would eat these things is endless, and the color schemes, there's one for pretty much every species I think in the world out there that would probably fall victim to one of these bad boys. And we talked about that exaggerated tail wag that you're gonna get with that jointed bait. Then you got them rattle systems here, so hear that? I mean, I'm making some good tunes here on TRS Live. So this is an awesome one right here. And again, I can't stress this enough. Like custom baits never ever go on sale. Never ever, because there is so much time that goes into these baits, making them in the colors, the patterns that you see right here. So we're crazy. We're crazy with our names. We're crazy with our prices right here on TRS Live. And you know, if you're $5, you still got that. Basically, you're getting one for $1.97. That's a really good price. So you might as well buy everyone. Buy one of every color. Dare you. I bet you won't do it. So it's 4th of July, man. We're having a ton of fun. They should have called one 4th of July. I mean, look at this thing looks like fireworks in the sky. How come I don't get to pick these names? 4th of July, we could have called one there. So, I mean, this is my real deal. This is a quick hitter right here. $10.99 normal retail price, $6.97. There are a ton of colors, and you get that VMC hook, that Rapala deep Husky jerk body, that standard body with the joint here to it. It really gives you that tail action, that wounded fish action that calls fish from all over the place, especially with that rattle. And you're stimulating every part of a fish when you get these custom painted TRS lures here. So you're seeing it right here on TRS Live, $6.97. They are absolutely phenomenal. Go ahead and take advantage of it. It's TRSHJ. Enter that into that search tab. Go to the categories box. Hit that TRS Live Shopping. Find these baits. Go ahead and pick, because I'm going to read them off one last time. Are you ready for it? All right, I'm not going to. There's a ton of colors. Just go ahead and find them, pick them out. They do look as good on the website as they do like here in front of me. So go ahead and shop around for them. The TRS jointed Husky jerks, they're painted in the custom colors. They're so awesome. Get a couple just to say the name a bunch of times, because you know they're fun looking stuff. So get these before they're gone. I don't know how many we have. I don't know how long the sale is going to go for. All I know is you better snatch them up at $6.97. So moving on here at TRS Live, we're going to go to the Berkeley Cutter. This is a awesome product from Berkeley. I mean, we're a big fan of Berkeley products here at The Real Shot. And a bunch of different sizes and a bunch of different colors again. So go ahead, and when we come back from this commercial break, we're talking about the Berkeley Cutter. It's Matt Trotz here with The Guided Life. We just met up with one of the guys from the crew, and he's like, they're on a hot track, so it's 104 high and get on these back roads and scream. Every year that I've been a part of that and I go to that class, I always learn something. So these guys are gonna join me, and the reason I asked these two guys in here is because we got Travis, who does a lot of public land hunting, and then Judd and I are private land, owners and hunters for the most part as well. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Welcome back, everybody. TRS Live. I'm Matt Schatz. Hey, we're here on 4th of July and we're bringing you a bunch of savings. So up next is the Berkley Cutter. Now this is in the size 90 and 110. This is a jerk bait, and this thing looks and feels phenomenal. It has a big old knocker in it, so you get that awesome rattle that you love in a suspending bait. But let's talk about some of the pros to this bad boy right here. First of all, Berkley engineers designed this bait with a couple of bass fishing pros in mind, one being David Fritz. And I know that Justin Lucas, this is one of his favorite baits out there. The jerk bait is a fish catching machine, and especially when you look at the colors that are available: black silver, yellow perch, table rock, skeleton vapor, purple glimmer. I still have some of those other colors in my brain yet. Then we got Gilly, Ghost Vapor, Ghost Bluegill, Clown, Chartreuse Sad, Chameleon Vapor. They really like that Vapor name over there at Berkley. Chameleon Pearl, Blue Vapor. There's another one, AU, Pearl Vapor, and Blue and Silver. So we're talking about the 90s and the 110s. If we talk about the size on the 90, it's 3.5 inches long. It's a 3/8 ounce, and it dives right around that 4 to 6 feet. With the size 6 Fusion 19 Berkley treble hooks. The size 110, 4.25 inches. It's 9/16 of an ounce, or 9/16 ounces, I should say. It also dives in that 4 to 6 foot range, and it has those same size 6 Berkley Fusion hooks. So these things are super, super sticky. So you know right out of the package, they are great quality Berkley hooks. You don't have to replace them. Looking at the color schemes that sit in front of me here, the colors are almost like they're a custom color. These are fantastic. There's attention to detail is immaculate. These things look phenomenal. They have a great looking eye on there. And as I'm working my way through, and maybe Aaron, we can bring this one in here a little bit. I'm actually gonna grab my pen. Let's talk about the bill on these bad boys. So here we go. Can you kind of see it? So right here, this is not your typical bill. Maybe I'll go with this bigger one. Katie's probably got them all messed up here. All right, here we go. Can you see that a little bit better? Perfect. Look at the bill on here. This is what they refer to as a coffin bill. So what that is different, most of them are round in the industry. They went a little bit different with this, and what that allows is more unique action than most of the competitors out there. This allows this bait to have more kicks. Holy man, those Fusion 19s are sticky. It's gonna get more erratic kick, right? So when when you rip it, it's gonna dart left. In some situations, this bill makes that bait jump 3 or 4 feet in one direction. So you know, on a slack line, remember, you always wanna fish a jerk bait on slack line. And what I mean by that is you're basically going to jerk it, again, on slack line, and then it's gonna pause, right? So you jerk it, you'll get your kick 3 to 4 feet in either direction, and then you pause it. Now, the thing that, I was watching a bunch of videos on this bait, and the thing that is, some people, get a little bit confused about is how long to pause it. Well, if you listen to Justin Lucas, he says when he first started throwing the jerk bait, he didn't have a whole lot of success on it because he felt like he needed to pause for like 10 to 15 seconds. Well, he was finding out that if he upped that speed a little bit and went 3 to 5 seconds, this bait allowed him to get more bites. So you got to think about it. Usually a jerk bait is one of those things you're going to throw when the water's a little bit cooler. Early spring, late in the year, in the fall, depending on where you live, maybe even some wintertime temps. Because ideal water temperatures are 40 to 60 degrees. Anything 60 and above, some people just stop throwing the jerk bait. But when you get those 40 to 60 degree water temps, this is when the jerk bait really, really shines. So again, it's one of those things, you throw it out, and this is a nice thing too about the design of this jerk bait here in this cutter. It allows for a straight, accurate, long cast. That's one thing that you really have to pay attention to when you're getting into the jerk bait world, is the design of the body and the way that everything is built. You want a long cast, and you don't want to have in the air a whole lot of movement to it, right? You want it to be as streamlined, as cut the wind as best as it can, and then once it hits, that's when you're going to want to do your first jerk. So it's a jerk, boom, get that bait to kick, but then give it a little line once you go through that jerk process. That's gonna allow that bait to kind of back up, and it's a suspender, so it's gonna hang right there. So it goes through its action, and then once you give it that slack line, it'll kind of back up a little bit. And usually that's when the fish bites it, right? Is when that fish is tailing it, it's around it, and then all of a sudden you relax it, and then that bait basically drifts right towards the fish, and they can't help it. They just have to. I mean, you're getting those more aggressive fish is the awesome thing that a jerk bait will do. So as you're working it, right, you get that action, then you pause it 3 to 5 seconds, and then you rip it again. Now you can do a double jerk, right, a double sweep with that rod tip, boom, boom, and then all of a sudden you get boom, kick, kick, and then pause it, let it go on that slack line. Then you're working it off that slack line, because the idea behind it is when you tighten it in between, that bait's just gonna move with it, and that doesn't look as natural. You wanna create that fish to strike it. You wanna get them, you know, to look like this thing is a wounded minnow in the water, a wounded bait fish, and once you get that jerk motion, it's just gonna sit there, and that's when they're gonna go ahead and strike it. So the versatility of this thing is incredible, that suspending. So once you rip it, right, the first time, maybe we can come back to the main screen then, Aaron. Once you rip it, you're gonna get that motion, it's gonna jerk back, then you're gonna rip it again here, you're gonna get that side to side tail kick here, that loud knocker in here is also gonna help attract those fish. You're just looking for straight reaction bites at this point. You're trying to coax those fish who are in a slumber, whether they're early spring temps or going into that, that fall cold water temps. This is what's gonna help get those fish to go ahead and do that reaction bite. The other thing too is you can twitch it, jerk it, pause it, rip it. There's a lot of different ones, or you can just straight burn it. You can just swim it and pause it every once in a while if you wanted to, but you know that this thing has a lot of awesome side-to-side tail wob. If you're just doing a straight retrieve out of it, yeah, burn it. There's the flames. Careful, the smoke detectors are gonna go off in here. But it's, you get that nice side-to-side wobble action, but the idea behind this bad boy, this cutter, is to fish it like a standard jerk bait would be. Rip this thing, but they thought of a lot of other things. We talked about that coffin bill that's on here. Talked about the ability to throw this thing far and straight and make accurate casts. Sometimes that rock pile is a spot on the spot, right? You got to hit it right there. Sometimes the wind is picking up a little bit, where you got to be able to cast into the wind. You look at some of the weights in this 3/8 and 9/16. I mean, that's some good weights for these baits as well. And we talk about those Fusion 19 treble hooks. Those are super, super sticky. Again, look at the colors that are on your screen right now. Look at the attention to detail that Berkley actually puts into their stuff. We talk a lot about Berkley here, and we do that because of a reason, man. These things absolutely catch fish. Now, speaking of fish, I mean, there's not only is this an awesome bass bait and a walleye bait, but this thing actually works really well for trout and salmon. Look at me like I'm weird. A lot of people do. I've caught one of the biggest brown trout of my life in the early spring. I was throwing it on a kind of a reservoir, and all of a sudden I hooked up, boom, knocked slack into my line. I'm reeling it in. I'm like, this is a pike. This is not a bass. It wasn't fighting like a bass. Next thing I know, I got like a 20-inch brown trout swimming right next to the boat. Now, I wasn't able to keep it. It was out of season, but that was cool. So this is one thing too, you maybe never thought about targeting this thing for trout, even salmon, going down to some of the harbors. I mean, the way this thing dives and it suspends out there, you're gonna coax a lot of fish into biting it. So black silver, yellow perch, table rock, Skeletor vapor, purple glimmer, gilly, ghost vapor, ghost bluegill, clown, chartreuse sad, chameleon vapor, and also chameleon pearl, blue vapor, AU pearl vapor, and blue silver are some of the fantastic colors that Berkley has out there. I mean, this thing looks awesome. The big thing for you to realize is this is a quality Berkley lure that it's gonna run straight right out of the package. That gives you the confidence. You got those sticky Fusion 19 hooks. You know that as soon as you grab this thing out of the package and you tie it on, it's gonna run true and it's gonna give you that action that you love from the Berkley stuff. And the one thing I like about the bigger sizes here is I get the 3 trebles out of the deal. When I got a fish, whether I'm fishing bass or I'm fishing walleye, sometimes they'll T-bone this thing. They'll hit it from the side. And, I want an extra hook in there to really, really hook up. And usually, too, going to that bigger size, that 110 over that 90, might entice some of those bigger fish. But it's still, if you're fishing walleyes that time of year, you could catch a 12-incher on these things, and just as much as you could catch a 30-incher on it. So these are definitely something that you should add to the arsenal. And let's look at that prices. So $5.97 is what the normal retail was. We got them at $5. So there you go, Fixed TV members. This you get one bait. One bait, no charge. That's basically the way you should look at it. The Fixed TV subscribers get that $1 or that $5 monthly credit to use at the Reel Shot. You're getting a bait for free is basically what it looks into. So, you can go ahead and pick Fixed TV subscribers, which one you want. Man, this perch one looks really, really nice. This is maybe the go-to for you. So, Berkeley cutter, the sizes are the 90 and the 110. We can talk about the size of the baits again. The 90 is 3.5 inches in that 3/8 ounce. It dives again in that 4 to 6 foot range, and then we got the 110. It's the 4 1/4 and that 9/16 ounce. Same thing, dives in that 4 to 6 foot range. The other thing too is we got them sticky Fusion 19 treble hooks on them. A lot of people love those hooks. A lot of people upgrade some of the other baits out there to those Fusion 19s because they are so sticky. So this is an awesome, awesome bait. There's a lot of pros out there that rely on this bait to help them win tournaments, to help them find fish when other baits won't work. The jerk bait is one of those go-tos. Use it in that water temps anywhere from 40 to 60 degrees. Fish it a number of ways, and let us know what your favorite way to fish it is. Tell us on our social media, let us know that, hey, you know what, I absolutely love to double jerk, or I triple jerk, or I leave my pause. Sometimes if the fish are really, really negative, I'll let it pause and sit in their face for 20 to 30 seconds before I go ahead and do my next slackline rip. Let us know. Let us know what your favorite cutter color is. Well, on social media, we'd love to hear it from you. We love to hear those testimonials. You're the anglers that are out there using it. You're the anglers that are having success from it. Tell us to share some of those great success pictures with it too. And and a lot of people ask, what is the perfect line selection? Well, majority of the anglers are going to throw this on a fluorocarbon. Fluorocarbon, 8 to 12 pound in there. Get a little bit of that stretch, get that sinking motion where that it's going to help keep that bait at that optimum depth between that 4 to 6 foot range. That coffin bill is going to add that erratic motion to it. It's going to give you some big side to side kicks, and then it's going to sit there, and them fish can't resist the Berkeley cutter. It looks absolutely phenomenal, and it fishes absolutely phenomenal. And $5 is the sales price. You're going to get it for how long? I don't know, till they're gone. Don't wait though. Don't make that mistake. So go ahead and take advantage of the Berkeley cutter. It is BERKC. You see that at the top of your screen right there. In the top of the box, it tells you all about it. There's a bunch of pros that trust this Berkeley cutter. I think you're gonna love it too. So go ahead and take advantage. $5.97 normal retail price. You're gonna get it for $5. So many different colors, 2 different sizes. You got one for each application. And don't forget to look at this thing if you are in a trout salmon situation. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. Pike love it too. Unfortunately, if you're not fishing pike, you might be lucky that you bought a couple at that $5 price range, because northern pike absolutely love this bait, as well as walleye, small and largemouth bass. This thing will catch pretty much everything. So $5 is the sales price here on TRS Live. So go ahead and add that to thereelshot.com, but don't go anywhere yet, because I got one more secret bait right here on the screen. The Z-Man Big Blades Chatterbait. This is an awesome, awesome bait, and I can't wait to tell you more about it once we come back from this commercial break. We got a bunch of great colors to talk about, and we got the reason they call this thing the Big Blades from Z-Man. Make a lot of good baits out there, and they are kind of one of the pioneers in that bladed jig world. So we'll be right back after these commercial breaks. it's Matt Trotz here with The Guided Life. We just met up with one of the guys from the crew, and he's like, they're on a hot track, so it's 104 high, and get on these back roads and scream. Every year that I've been a part of that and I go to that class, I always learn something. So these guys are gonna join me, and the reason I asked these two guys in here is because we got Travis, who does a lot of public land hunting, and then Judd and I are private land, owners and hunters for the most part as well. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Welcome back, everybody, to TRS Live. This is our 4th of July edition. Hopefully you're having a great day, and hopefully you're liking some of the baits that we've talked about. Now, coming up next, we're talking about the original chatterbait. Everybody else is a bladed jig. Z-Man wants to let you know that this is the original chatterbait. And boy, did the chatterbait come on the scene, and it just kind of blew up the fishing world with one of those vibrating jigs. This thing is absolutely phenomenal, and I want to tell you more about it. But first, let me tell you a little bit about Z-Man over here. So Z-Man's been in the game for over 30 years. So the thing you didn't know about Z-Man is in the 1980s, they were one of the biggest companies and the largest suppliers to mass produce the silicone skirts for a lot of different other companies out there. In 2006, the chatterbait kind of took over, and they also helped take over the production. The original creator of the chatterbait was doing his best to keep up with the high demand of the chatterbait, but then Z-Man stepped in, and they kind of took over the productions for it, and that's what allowed it to get out there, and the world absolutely love it. So just to let you know that Z-Man actually has 3 patents out there in the world as well on the chatterbait. The other thing too is Z-Man is really known for is their 10 times. That's the Elastic technology. That's that soft plastic. It's soft and pliable, yet tough enough to resist nicks, cuts, and tears like traditional plastic. So, I mean, you all know the Z-Man name. You absolutely love it. You fished a ton of their Z-Man products, especially like the jackhammer, probably the most popular chatterbait out there in the world, the bladed jig, whatever you want to refer to it. But what they did is they took that jackhammer and they made it bigger and better with the help of Brian Thrift. So Brian Thrift designed this bait, and he also designed the colors. So what he ended up doing was taking some of the chatterbaits that he was fishing, and he would just have them send them the heads, and then he would modify them. But he's like, why do I have to do that? Not only is it going to give me the upper hand, but like I need a little help with this stuff. So what he did, he made it bigger and badder and better. So this is 70% larger blade to this thing than the original chatterbait. So this has a big old thumping blade to this thing. That means it thumps like the subwoofers in the back of your car. This thing gives you a ton of vibration in the water, and what that also does is that adds to a more erratic action. There it is. Look at this orange one too. That was new when they added this chatterbait. This thing is like blaze orange. It looks absolutely phenomenal. This thing gives you a lot of vibration, and she really thumps hard. The sizes of this is a 1/2 ounce, a 5/8 ounce, and a 3/4 ounce, and the colors are white, hot crawl, chartreuse white, fire crawl, bluegill, chartreuse, white, orange, like you see right here. Then we got green pumpkin candy, black blue candy, and shad. And the cool thing about it is by going to this orange blade right here, this thing, as hard as it thumps in that color schemes that they came up with for this thing from Brian Thrift, this is the stained water. I mean, this thing is absolutely the go-to in stained water when you want to call fishing from a ways. This is the chatterbait for you. So let's talk about some of the other features. It's got a wire tied skirt. So this is the nice thing about it being wire tied and the way they have it positioned on here, you don't have to worry about this thing. If you're skipping it, that skirt sliding down. The fact that it's wire tied on there, you know, with Brian Thrift's help, this thing is on there for good. You know, the worst thing that you might have to do to this thing is if you don't want the full skirt, you could trim it a little bit for if you decide to fish a smaller trailer, some of those smaller Z-Man trailers, but otherwise grab it right out of the pack and go ahead and start fishing it. Now as I got it here, look at the size of this hook right here. This is a 6/0 Mustad Ultra Point hook. This thing is a beefy hook. It is super sticky sharp, and the other thing about that hook is it has a bigger barb to it. The bigger barb allows you to really penetrate and keep them fish on. You know, when you get a chatterbait bite, the cool thing about it is sometimes they'll get behind it and they'll kind of like create a wake, or they'll take away that wake. So when you're fishing this thing, if you short strike it, if the fish hits it and you feel the sensitivity, that's why a lot of guys will actually throw chatterbaits on glass rods compared to the regular rods. I mean, when you get that reaction and that fish is behind it and it's, you know, it's taking that wake away, you know, if you miss that little bit, that extra big barb that's on this thing, and this beefy 6/0 Mustad hook is going to help increase your hookups big time. So if we look here too, if we go down here, and I'm going to try to show you here, I don't want to get my hand in the way. So there's a double keeper on this as well, a double plastic keeper. So there's one on each side that's molded right into the shank of the hook, that 6/0 Mustad hook. So that's going to allow you to fish, you know, and keep that plastic on there, especially if you're fishing some of that Z-Man, that Elastec stuff. I mean, this is going to be a phenomenal bait. The color schemes are absolutely phenomenal. The skirts look great. They're super strong. They paid a lot of attention to detail. That big old bladed, this thing is phenomenal. It's a chatterbait. Look at I just can't look at that. 70% bigger on that blade compared to the original chatterbait. This thing thumps, man. If you're lived in a neighborhood and you heard this thing thumping, you would probably tell them to turn it down, because it really goes hard. So it's an awesome chatterbait. It's one that if you're looking for some big old bites, or you're fishing in some dark stained water, some nasty early spring stuff, or fall when you're getting a lot of runoff, we're starting to get a lot of rains and that water's getting dirty, but you know there's a ton of fish in there, this is the bait for you. The other thing too, when you hook this thing up right, whether you're fishing, you know, like a minnow style bait behind it, or whatever your favorite trailer is for this, it's going to allow you to go through the weeds. It's going to allow you to go through the weeds, the reeds, wherever it may be, and help eliminate hookups with the, you know, the vegetation. And with that strong hookup, that strong 6/0 hook, you know, if you do get it snagged up a little bit, you know, you can go up and get it, right? But or sometimes you just got to reef it a little bit more. You know that hook's going to stand up to it, and it's super sharp. That extra big barb, when that fish hits it, boy, it's gonna be in for the ride of its life. So this is a great bait. The size is again 1/2 ounce, 5/8 ounce, and 3/4 ounce. This is a big old chatterbait right here. It's meant for some big uns. You're gonna hopefully catch. This could maybe allow you to catch the bass of your dreams right here. Look at this thing. It is phenomenal. The color schemes again: hot crawl, chartreuse, white, fire crawl, bluegill, chartreuse, white, and orange, green pumpkin candy, black blue candy, and shad. I mean, this thing demands attention because it gives off such a big vibration. We talked about it with that 70% larger blade than the original. And Brian Thrift knew what he was doing when he came up with this thing. I mean, he really paid attention to things that he felt was lacking in that bladed jig world, that original chatterbait world. And he just went ahead and improved it. And he's like, while I'm at it, It's already better. Let's just make it bigger. And that's what's going to hopefully catch you a big and fish out there. Something that, you know, when you know what? Maybe they don't want that smaller stuff. You pick up this big one. Maybe you need to cause a lot of commotion, fishing shallow, bringing it out a little deeper. The bladed jig is a phenomenal bait. It's an extremely versatile bait. And normal retail price of this bad boy from Z-Man is $11.99. We got it on sale right now for $9.99 here on TRS Live. And if this is one of those things you always wanted to try, but we're a little afraid of that price, this is the time to go ahead and get it. I mean, it's a great product. I mean, Z-Man is really, really well known in the industry, especially on that chatterbait world. They really kind of helped pioneer this bait. They kind of took over the production, made it to what it is, kind of kept improving upon it, and they have a ton of different options in this, but we're talking about the big blades right here. This thing is absolutely awesome. I highly encourage you to go on the Real Shot website and type in ZMBCB to go ahead and take you right to this bait, and use your $5 credit. You know, help save yourself a little bit more money. Every month you get that $5 credit being a fixed TV subscriber. So again, Z-Man, phenomenal company. Been in the game for 30 plus years out of South Carolina. They know what it takes. They've made this bait so much better. And this is the original chatterbait. And how do you improve upon that? We make it bigger and better. So that's what Brian Thrift and Z-Man did. So go ahead, take advantage. $9.99 ZMBCB in that Real Shot search code. Find this bait. Add a bunch of the different colors to it. Pick out some of those different weights. Throw it. I would recommend throwing this one on a heavier rod. This is something that you're probably not going to want to fish on a medium. I would say even some situations a medium heavy, depending on what size you're throwing, might even be a little underplayed for that rod. So you might want to pick up the heavy stick for this one. But this is a great product from Z-Man. $11.99 normal retail price, $9.99 right now. I take advantage of that deal. Go ahead and add some of the big blades to the arsenal and some of those great colors. So speaking of great stuff, it was a great 4th of July show. I'm ready to get out there and hopefully enjoy some fireworks, and I hope you do the same thing. But first thing I want to tell you, everybody, is thanks so much for watching TRS Live. We really appreciate all the support. And just be safe now the rest of the day, and you know, enjoy some time with friends and family. Enjoy some fireworks. Hopefully the weather's really nice in your area. But yeah, go ahead and, Aaron's like, enjoy some grilling. Heck yeah, have a couple adult beverages, but I just want to urge you enough. Just be really safe out there this 4th of July. Enjoy the weather. Go outside. Maybe throw the chatterbait. Maybe throw some of the great products that you've saved some money on. And TRS Live. Aaron's cracking me up. So we're out of here, but don't forget, we're back again on Wednesday at 9, and then we're back again on Friday at 9 o'clock. The show is Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So I'm out of here, everybody. Have a great rest of your 4th.